OMG, what? Follow E. OMG, who? Follow E. OMG, yeah, follow E. Who that be? Hell, that be me. Follow E. What's up? OMG, follow E. Gang, gang, gang. What's going on out there in YouTube world today, baby? Well, today, y'all, I am doing a viewer's choice for smothered pork chops. So I have a easy, good little smothered pork chop video for you. Okay, so let's get started. I would like to thank all the mothers, the brothers, aunties, grandparents, anybody that's taking care of kids, that's providing for kids. I would like to tell you that I thank you, I appreciate you, and I adore you so much for all that you do. Okay, before I get started, I would like to address something as a comment that came to me, saying they didn't like my intro. I can understand that you don't like my intro, okay? That's how come you can stop the video and move on. That's what they call keep it moving. However, when I think parents, it's because I'm a foster parent. And when I add that into my video, I'm appreciate anybody that's doing the right thing about kids. So if you don't like my intro, let's keep it moving at this point. Okay, so what we gonna need today, y'all. Let me give you your seasoning. We're gonna use a little cayenne pepper, okay? A little cayenne pepper. And y'all know I ain't going without my garlic powder, my garlic powder, okay? We're gonna do some pink salt today, y'all. I know I normally use a little regular salt here and there, but I try not to use that much, okay? So we're gonna use some pink salt, and you got to be careful with that. Don't think it's regular salt, because this is coarse pink salt, so you got to, make sure you be careful. We also doing some onion powder. It doesn't matter about the brand, y'all. And we're gonna do a little smoked paprika, okay? A little bit right there. And then we're gonna use some black pepper, okay? You're also gonna need some chicken broth. Let me see, can I get that close? Chicken broth. You're gonna need this. I already had this, so I'm gonna have to fix something else with this because I can't let this go to waste. And I am going to use this here better than bouillon chicken. This is chicken base. Basically like chicken broth, but a more stronger flavor. So we're gonna use this as well. You're gonna need an onion, and you're gonna need some butter. Now the butter is for your mashed potatoes. If you decide you want to use rice, use rice. But I already have my mashed potatoes, well, not my mashed potatoes, but my potatoes on the stove. They're cooking, they're ready, but we're gonna go with the format. So let's get started by, first of all, let's get some olive oil. We're gonna put this on 6. So a little ways down from like high, between 7 and 6. That's what you want it to be on, okay? So let's go ahead and get this here started. Get the oil hot. And while the oil is getting hot, let's go ahead and season our meat, okay? Let's go ahead and season the meat. Oh, and you're going to need some garlic. Get you about 4 or 5 cloves. That is optional. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, okay? So I've already let my pork chops get down to room temperature, okay? And I patted them dry. Let me take my paper towels off of them. I patted them good and dry. Okay, that's not any paper. We good. Okay, so I got nice little pork chops. If you want yours thinner, you can buy them thinner, okay? So let's get started. When you I'm not going to use a lot of cayenne pepper. I'm just going to drizzle this a little bit. Get a little bit, because we're going to do both sides. Don't worry. Don't get it over hot if you don't want yours overly spicy. Little garlic powder. Okay, and we're gonna do a little bit of this here onion powder. I didn't open it, so I'm gonna do it the easier way by just taking the top off instead of struggling. I didn't realize I did that. Didn't do that. So I'm going to take a couple of pinches and go around them like this. Because we're going to do the other side, okay? And then we're going to do a little bit of smoked paprika on these. Just a little bit. I like the smoke in this flavor. And we're going to use this also when we get ready to do the garlic. I'm sorry, do the gravy. So a little pepper. And let's rub this in. Oh, wait a minute. I'm forgetting the salt. So 1, 2 on that. 1, 2 on this side. 1, 2 on that side. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're going to do the same thing in order on the back side. So let's rub this down. Get it good and massage. And room temperature is better. It adheres to the seasoning better and patting it dry better. So we can get that flavor we really, really want. Okay? So if some rub off, don't get on there, honey. Rub it on the other side. And you put a little less. Okay? There we go. Did we rub you? We don't want to leave nobody out from getting touched. Okay? So let's go 1, 2 for the salt. Okay, that's enough. Get a little shake, rattle, and roll with the garlic powder. Again, I'm going to use this other finger, of course. Okay. That's the onion powder. And you know, y'all, I don't care about a little extra. Let's get this here paprika, smoked paprika, sporadically that's done. And then some black pepper. And then us a little bit of shake of this cayenne. Okay? You can put them on top of each other, doesn't matter. As long as you rub it in. Okay? There we go. Now we're going to need some flour. Let me rinse my hands off. And let me grab this flour real quickly. Allow me to grab this flour for y'all. Uh-oh, the seasoning. It got to me, it got to me. We do not need that much flour for this, but I'm going to go ahead and get a bag because we just really need to dust it. And we're not going to season this flour because we put enough season in the on the meat. So we're not going to season the flour, but you can if you want extra seasoning. I really don't want a bag of too much flour, just a little bit, okay? And then we're going to use a little for later to make our gravy. So let's get it started in here. And you're gonna need an onion. If I didn't say an onion, I'm not sure. I know I said the garlic, but I said the butter, but I think I left the onion out. You're gonna need that as well. So we're gonna shake it up. Shake one at a time so they all get coated very well. And you don't have to take them out and do all that. Okay? Sometimes the flour got its own dreams, honey. Okay. Alright, we're going to leave this out the way. We're going to make sure we got enough oil in here in this skillet. Let's do that. Let this be rinsing some of this seasoning off. I like to clean and cook at the same time, y'all. And that's why I like to make my videos the way I do, is because I want you to look at it like you're cooking in your kitchen. Okay? Just like at home. Okay. Let's get that out the way. And I'm going to get y'all over here for a minute. Get y'all over here. This should be good and ready. Let me get me some tongs. I just put these in the drawer, so don't be talking about me, because I wash dishes and I put dishes up, and maybe I need to let y'all see how a whole progress this go. So we're gonna let these not cook all the way. We're gonna brown them on both sides, okay? So we're gonna have to do this in a batch because I still got a couple more that not all gonna fit in here. So yeah, we're not gonna overdo it, okay? So while that's going, y'all can be paying attention to that right now. I'm gonna bring y'all back over here. Let me wipe up a little bit while that's frying. And we're gonna do it like a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the size of the pork chop, to get that brown flavor that we want. We're gonna brown that for a hot minute, okay? Let me kind of wipe up so y'all can have a prettier view. Okay, hold on. So that's browning. Let's come over here and see what we're gonna do prep wise as far as what we're putting in here. I've already have cleaned these. I'm just gonna take these little tips off. And you don't have to use as many as I'm using, but me being a garlic fan, honey, I'm gonna use them. Okay? And we're gonna make some little minced garlic. And they don't have to be all tiny, but we're gonna do it as much as we can. Get as small as we want it to be. My eye tells me it need to be. Okay? And I do have a cutter, but this is such a small amount, and I don't want it to be like little bitty. So we're just gonna do it like this and just get us some little chunks here and just mince this very well. Not very, very well, but not too fine, but nice. Okay? All right. Don't worry about them moving out the way. Just scoot them back. Come back down this way. Okay? So that we needed to get a little crisp on the other side and everything. I'm going to take y'all back over there to see. Don't worry. I'm not going to chop this up too fine. I just want it to be like a rough minced chop, okay? There we go. That's what I want right there. Okay? You can use less, like I said. Let's go back over here. So you seeing how these pork chops are looking right now. And we don't want to cook them all the way. All we want to do is get this little sear browning on the side. Move them around if they're cooking a little too much on one side, okay? On one over the other. Okay? Don't worry about those particles because we're going to need every bit of it, okay? Alright. So that side, that's what we want. That's what we want it to look like. Now let's come back over here. And while that is doing what it's doing, let me move these for these accidentally get in here. We're going to do an onion. Let me get a paper towel. Because what we're going to do is, let's get our garlic off of here. Cut that little edge because you're going to use a whole onion. You're going to need this for your gravy, okay? This is what seasoning and make everything good. Y'all know I try my best not to do nothing without an onion. Let's peel it. I'm going to rinse mine. I don't know what other people do. I rinse mine. Let me rinse. I don't want any husk or anything on here. I'm cutting that. Move that out the way. And we're going to take this and do it down the middle. And we're just going to make some nice, try to get them uniform as much as possible. Uh-oh, that came right out of there. I want to split that a little bit. I'm not really worried about this, but I could take that and do it like this. Cut it down a little bit. All right, same half. We're going to do the same thing. Same thing. And then your prepping. That's your prep. Okay, let's get back over here. And we're going to go ahead and remove these. And I'm going to put the other ones that I have in here. Okay, that's what we want. We want a little crust. We do not want them completely done. Okay, this can sit over here for a second. Let me add a little bit more cooking oil to this. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about how it is frying, because we need all of these particles. We need them, okay? And all of this is going to fit into this one skillet. Trust me when I tell you. Because they're going to simmer. That's why it's called smothered. Okay? A little more. Just a little on this side here. Okay, let me turn my mashed potatoes down, because once I get this to do, we going with these potatoes. So I'm turning those down, because the potatoes are done. Let's see, the skillet was hot, see? The skillet was already hot when we put it in there, so we got our crust. Let's get our crust on this other side. This gonna be good. I need a spatula. Alrighty. This is what we want it to look like, baby. Don't worry about them pieces down there. We want that. We want all that crust. So we ain't worry about that crust, because we're going to use that crust. And see, by the skillet already being hot as it was, that's the best part, because the other pieces didn't take that long. Get a little bit up in here. Let me. Alrighty. So, okay, now, let's turn this down to a medium heat. We have our crustacean going on with our meat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our onions and our garlic with a little more oil. Right here in the midst. Please don't take this out. That's why it's called smothered. Okay? Let's get started. Right there. Let's break down these onions a little bit and keep things moving, because we definitely don't want our garlic to burn at all. Get all those little pieces, because we're going to get them anyway. Don't worry about this. All this goes together. Okay? Don't worry about it. All this we're going to need it together. Okay, let's just get this a little translucent, nothing big. I got it on medium heat right now. We just want to kind of coat it a little bit, kind of get that, all these bits and pieces that we're going to need. We're going to need this. So go ahead and scrape all that seasoning off the bottom. Okay? Okay, let me get a little scoop here. And we're going to get about not 1/4 cup, but just a scoop of flour to kind of like sprinkle around. Okay, like I said, flour make a mess, and we want to cook this flour off a little bit. So while we sauteing the onions, let's cook this flour as well. Okay. I'm not much, just a little bit, maybe 1/4. This is a 1/4 cup, and I didn't fill it up the first time, so I'm gonna say 1 cup for 1/4 cup. So if you making this, use 1/4 cup, but make it to my amount. And people want me to measure. I'm not a measurer. I'm sorry. This is natural cooking for me. This is all natural. But it's a part of the amount that you do. You might have just 2 pork chops you want to cook. You might need 1/2 an onion for what you're doing. I might need this here amount. So, you know, we're not gonna, I can't give you that measurement because I'm going on my amount. Now, if you're doing a family recipe and you got several like I have, here you go. This is your measurement. But everybody else, do it according to your amount. Okay? We just have to cook this flour down just a little bit. And that's how we want it to look, where the flour is cooked down. Now, what you're going to need now, you're going to need some chicken broth. That's what we want to bring to this thing, some chicken broth, okay? So, let's pour a little at a time, okay? You can add water if you choose to add water. You can add water. Get all that at the bottom, baby. We want all that. This is for the gravy. If I made a mess, y'all, flour flies everywhere. Plus my air is on. Don't overflow. Don't put too much in so fast, okay? This is all going to cook down. It's all going to smother, baby. There's some over here. Yes. Yes. This is how you make your gravy, baby. Scrape that up. Get all that good. Don't worry. I'm going to scrape it right on now. I'm going to slide it right back in. Trust me. That is all a part of the flavor. If you know how to make gravy from scratch. We need some more liquid. I like to do a little at a time, like the rush. Okay? A little bit at a time. Put all your flavor back in there, baby. Have a backup plan and put that back in there. Have that plan, honey. It get a little sticky sometimes. Don't pay no attention. It get from being sticky once it get into enough liquid. And I just like to do my liquid a little bit at a time. That's what builds up this gravy and get it going the way you want it. That gravy looking good. See, not that much getting on tonight because you cooking, think about it, you cooking the flour down. So now we bringing the flour back up to make that thickness of that gravy. And while it's doing that, guess what? Scrape. Put a little more. See that? Let it cook. Let it marinate. Take your time, gravy. Feel me? A little more. And see how it's thickening up as you do it. See it? Y'all see that gravy doing what it do, baby? Put some more in there. We're going to need this liquid now. Turn it, turn it. There we go. And there a little more. I know I can kind of eye mine, so don't pay me no attention. You got to do it and make sure it still stays thick. But if you thin it a little too much, you can add, if you have some more chicken broth with a little bit of cornstarch, if you thin it out too much, you could go from there. So now we see we getting where we need to be. I'm going to put some more. I don't want it to be too thick, but I don't want it to be too thin, because guess what? We got to smother this. That's why it's called smothered pork chops, honey. Okay. So now we're going to turn this down and make sure this is at 4, a little bit over medium heat, because we're not in a rush for this to cook. put just a little bit more. Okay. Now what we're gonna do now, we got our onion powder, our onion and our garlic in here, but I'm a fan of adding a little bit more in here just for flavor. Just a little more. Just a little more for flavor. Then we're gonna add us a little more paprika. So that's onion powder, garlic powder, and a little paprika for the smokiness. That's what we want. And at this point, we're going to add in this extra little flavor, a chicken flavor. If you don't have no problem with your spoons. So just a little bit. And guess what, y'all? We're going to put a little bit in the mashed potatoes when we're done too. So just to keep the chicken flavor, taste the, you know, marinate and make things right. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. See? There we go, y'all. I'm going to wipe up when I get through putting it in here. I want to put a little, make sure I got enough liquid and not too much thickness of the gravy. Because the gravy is going to get thick as it's smothered. But I want it to be good and enough to have to go around these nice sized pork chops. And I'm sticking all the pork chops in here. And we can move them around. So what we want to do is we want to get all of that covered. Front, back, side to side. Woo! Baby! Don't that look good, y'all? Front, back, side to side. Woo! And now I'm moving around, honey. It ain't gonna be too full, child. Trust me. As long as we get them covered. Because they gonna be smothered. There we go. Cover them. We're gonna have room for this last one, y'all. I promise. Let me turn you around here and lift you up just a little bit. And then see, we could take this and flip it and then put it back on the bottom. And then it'll be well taken care of. I promise y'all. Get that all covered and back over here and covered, okay? Nobody's not gonna be covered, baby. That's for sure. And then once we put the top on, honey, it's gonna simmer in there. And we're gonna simmer this on a low heat. Trust me. We are gonna simmer this on a low heat. All right. Let me get my top. Go on this, and we're gonna let that smother itself and love itself and get to really know itself. Okay, y'all, so that is done. Let me get my strainer, and I knew I needed it, and I just put it up and I forgot about the potatoes. I'm mad at myself. So hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm not with all that editing, but I want it to look like it looked when we're in the kitchen. So we're gonna take the potatoes, and I've done potatoes before, so I really don't have to really show y'all how to do this. But only thing you're gonna need is, because I told you what you're gonna need to go in here. So we're gonna let this drain. We're gonna let that drain, and when I get through draining, we're just gonna add some butter and a little bit of that chicken base, the bouillon. Yeah, we're gonna add a little bit of that in there and some salt and pepper, and that's it. So I will see y'all when I get back. What's up? I'm back, y'all. So, y'all, I have done everything. Everything is fine. I let that simmer for about 25 minutes. I came back in between the 15 minutes and switched the meat out and turned it on the other side. Let the bigger pieces cook first, and then I add the small pieces in the last 15 minutes. I let them cook last. So now the meal is done. And now you have your smothered pork chops. Okay. All right, y'all. So let me let y'all see the finishing product. There we go. So this is the finishing product, y'all. Look how they look. This is tender. I don't want to overcook them because I want it to be tender. But look at that juice, baby. Look at that gravy, baby. Look at that right there. Get that from at the bottom. That's a big piece at the bottom, baby. Let's look at that. Look at that onion. Look at all that good fixtures and all that seasoning that's on there. And that's it. You don't have to worry. It is done. Smother it. You done fried it. You done smother it. And there you go. Ooh wee. That's going to be delicious. Let me make a plate. Allow me to make you a plate. Okay. All right. Since this is for my kid, I'm going to make his plate. I won't be tasting it, y'all. But the mashed potatoes are there, baby. Look at those mashed potatoes. No milk, just butter, a little bit of the chicken bouillon that's in here, and I just let it I mashed it. But I use milk too sometimes, but today I didn't because we had gravy and we want it to be perfect, okay? So we're going to take this off as well, and we're going to put the pork chop right here. And being that I have a boy, he gonna need two. And I'm gonna scoop some of this gravy right here and mix it right on up with those mashed potatoes. I'm just gonna sit there right there until I finish this. But then y'all look at this. Oh, I'm wasting a little bit. Let me fix that. I want that thumbnail to be way better than that. It's right up in the front. I am not going to take it out. Let me do this. Okay, one of those will work. So I want y'all to like, subscribe, what? Hit that bell button, what? Hit that bell button, then comment down below, comment down below. And come back following OMG, what? Follow E, OMG, who? Follow E. OMG, yeah, follow E. Who that be? Hell, that be me. Peace.